somewhere out tonight, don't you kidding? He's dancing to some favorite country song. The streets of Baltimore are kind of special, but the roses there is where a man belongs. I might as well get into Alaska as try to get a memory of my mind. Those blue guilty eyes, I can't forget them. There are some things you just can't leave behind. I hear in the morning of the Southlands, and the hunting season's nearly here again. My mind keeps drifting back to old things, and the dreams that we shared way back then. I might as well be heading to Alaska as trying to get a memory on my mind. Those beautiful eyes, I can't forget them. There are some things you just can't leave behind. Breathe. How much I miss you. I know black and amber days you got so well. We sang the old time and old time. How heaven filled my heart, the one to tell. I might as well be heading to Alaska as trying to get a memory on my mind. Those blue guilty eyes, I can't forget them. There are some things you just can't leave behind. Those blue guilty eyes, I can't forget them. There are some things you just can't leave behind. Thanks again. Good night. Very, very soon. We're absolutely fine.
Well, my goodness, there, Eileen.
There's
Sean.
blue Kilkenny Isle for you.
And there was Matt Keane from the Salt Hill Hotel in Galway
Yes, who recorded
last
it?
year.
There you are.
Who recorded
Who
it?
recorded it?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Go on.
Sean
Who did
that
that?
was before the big floods there at the end of the year.
Yes, indeed. Well, at the moment, in our studio camera here at the moment, we have William Fitzgerald, and this, of course, this programme, 231.
231.
231.
231.
And all the hype around the country at the moment is with Garrett Brooks.
Oh,
Right, absolutely.
Do you know?
In Carrigaline with Tizal, Matt Keane.
Do you know, I have to say one thing about Garth Brooks. It has lifted the whole country above the doldrums of the storm and the rain and everything. Everybody is talking about Garth Brooks and trying to get tickets and trying to get accommodation in Dublin. It has lifted the whole country.
It really is.
It never came at a better time because the wind and the rain had people, depressed from the whole thing.
My
but
goodness,
he came at a great time anyway.
Certainly must be
And
huge.
did you see in today's paper where over 70,000 people are coming from abroad to see him?
Even from abroad?
From abroad. 70,000 people. And they said it will bring such an influx of money into the country.
My goodness.
So, it's a win-win situation.
And, of course, talking about music, we have plenty of country and western and Irish music on Cork Music Station.
Oh, yes.
That's
On a
all the
weekly,
time,
24/7.
You have a
And
lovely trophy here.
Tell us about this.
Who gave you?
Sean will explain about this.
Come on.
Oh, well, I didn't get anyone, but I think you got one of them, and all the DJs
You
got
have
one.
to, I didn't get one either. You have to be a special person to
you
get
would,
that.
yeah.
Well, all the different DJs were presented with this very, very special award the last night at the pub in Carrigaline by the one and only William, the boss of Cork Music Station.
Lovely.
And,
so this is what you got. Isn't it beautiful?
Absolutely. And this is a very special memento because we've already a memento from the first birthday. This was the second birthday of Cork Music Station.
That's right. And
so
Willie surprised all of you with your trophies and this and that, but I had a little surprise for Willie as well.
I bet you had.
I organised.
Right, of course.
You'll see the pictures on the Millstreet website, the cake.
Yes, well, in fact, I think we might even show it here because look at this now. This is the cake.
Come on.
Absolutely beautiful.
Massive.
Dying to see the cake.
And of course, it was in the shape of
a laptop.
Yes.
Same colour as Willie's.
Yes.
Everything was the same.
Yes.
You know?
That was well done.
And in the laptop, gave the impression that Cork Music Station was being transmitted at that point.
Wow.
Very, very good. And it was a delicious cake. Absolutely beautiful.
We had to cut through the keyboard.
Oh, did you shame to cut it?
Yeah.
And another one of the wonderful
there?
DJs on the night, that was there on the night, we had a Barry O'Halloran. And my goodness, Barry very kindly presented us with a copy of his CD because this is a very, very special event that's going to be taking place in the Hazel Tree
on Monday the 3rd of March.
The 3rd of March.
Dance.
The Hazel Tree in Mallow.
Yeah, for Suicide Aware. And by the way, we have tickets in the pub if anyone wants them.
Yeah.
And there'll be lots of other...
Michael Collins... there's a list of them. I can't see them there. On Mike Condon, and there's a list of them there.
Yes, absolutely.
Mallow on the 3rd.
And a very good cause.
Yeah, and Barry broadcasts his own programme every Thursday night. No, not Thursday night. Every Monday night. Of course. Every Monday night there. And my goodness, so that's just to give a very special mention. By the way...
What have you here, Sean?
Yes, indeed.
No, I didn't bring that note. It was you brought that. What is it?
If we look here... this is a beautiful, beautiful.
It says
container.
here on the side from Township, and it's in Oriental Lily Mona Lisa.
It's
My
Mona
goodness.
Lisa.
Mona
and of course,
Lisa, no less.
you know that the smile of Mona Lisa was so unique, and this is so unique because very kindly presented to us at the pub in Carriganima on the very night of the Cork Music Station second birthday, the wonderful Mary and Robert Good presented us with
this beautiful
this
Mona
beautiful
Lisa
container.
lily.
It's like a little churn, in fact. If
It
you
is.
look, it's like a little churn, and inside it there's very special soil, and here are the bulbs, and you set these, and hopefully when it's all ready...
Sean
this
Riley
is what you'll
is-
have.
Sean
Hang on a
Riley
minute.
was the go
Hang
to
on
do
a minute.
setting
No,
these straight
you
away.
should be out there. You plant it from February to April, and then you wait for it, and you put it in a sunny position.
Right, so you'll all help me, won't you?
We'll all. And then to be flowering from June to August, and then it'll go to a height of 45 to 65 centimetres.
So all going well, I'll have to take it out.
What we'll do live on the programme next week, I think we'll put you planting.
We'll film it growing.
We'll watch it growing.
We'll watch it
We'll
growing.
wait until the rain stops a little bit more. And,
Calms down. What about the rain and the storm, Sean? Is it having much an effect on you as a farmer and as farmers around the country?
Yeah, you can't go into a field. You're just looking over the gate. That's as far as you can go.
goodness.
But I suppose we're after a great summer.
Yes.
And do people have to spread silage this time? Slurry these time?
A lot of their tanks are filling up now at the moment, yeah. And there's slurry everywhere, ready to go.
My goodness.
But
And
can't go into the
Can't go
fields.
into a field at the moment, yeah.
So they have to throw it in from the road.
They're putting in bits of it from the road and this and that just to keep it under the slats, keep the cattle clean.
Wow.
But sure, there's fine weather on the way, surely.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
We never died to win 3 years.
Oh yes, we must congratulate Carriganima National School.
Oh yes.
Very exciting weekend for them last weekend, Sean Radley.
Yes,
Really?
indeed.
Their
yeah.
first time ever entering score,
Right?
right?
They've gone into the final.
They got into the final in Ovens on the 2nd of March, I think. Is it? Yeah, start of March anyway.
Tremendous.
So hats off to
Well
the school
done.
in Carriganima.
Well done.
done.
Indeed. That's
for them.
That's your
tremendous.
first step now in the ladder of score.
And every success indeed. And by the way, a very special thanks to Mary and to Robert Good for this very beautiful present. And we shall certainly keep a progress record.
And yes,
on it.
that'll hold our interest for
And
the
if you
whole year
remember,
because it'll be
it
growing.
was Mary and Robert provided us with that wonderful
Video footage last week.
1953 cine footage of the wedding. And by the way, the wedding had taken place in Turner's Cross Church in Cork. And the remaining part of the scene then at the reception was on the roof of the Imperial Hotel in Cork. Sorry, the Metropole Hotel in Cork. And that was 1953.
Wow.
It was hugely interesting.
There was a lot of reactions.
It was.
Yes.
There was.
Yeah.
And amazing how good. Who were they? Who got married?
To be the Goods now, Mary Goods' mother-in-law.
Oh, I didn't catch that the last night to see who they were.
Grandmother, yeah.
Another aspect,
What else have
we
you?
were wondering what this special container was, of course, and it relates to the 140th Derby, Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby. It's the 140th Kentucky Derby being remembered, but this is known as a mint julep container. And that apparently is a very special drink that is very special to that event. And mint is
Mint is a flavour.
a flavour,
Yeah.
and that's mixed with the whatever the actual
Liquid
the
is,
julep
yeah.
Yes, and but
And where
that's-
did you
that's
get
the way
that?
Oh, that was presented to us. That was sent by Patrick O'Leary from Kentucky.
Wow.
He was here during the summer, and we're very, very grateful. And Patrick then actually sent us a video through the internet of how to even make mint julep. You could
So
actually
you're
see
going
it being
growing
made.
flowers,
So
you're
no.
going making drink, you're going to be very busy,
You're
Sean.
going to be busy boy.
Well, we're busy this week also because we're going to have a review of a musical journey through the history of Ireland by Co.Cork Sliabh and that, of course, is provided for us there by the one and only
Jack
Roach
Yes.
of Brook na Cardiga
In Rock
Chapel. And we're going to have a review of this during the actual programme tonight itself.
Very good.
But Eiley, at this particular point, I'm sure you have lots
You
of
have lots
other
of news
news
for us this week.
to share.
What I have, I will share with you.
That's
and we'll
wonderful.
see how it
So,
goes.
at this particular point, it's time for Eiley's Regional News.
Dears Marie of Grey Recorder and welcome to LTV2 News. Here are the results of this week's Parish Lotto draw, which was held at Corkery's Bar on Sunday night. Numbers drawn were 5, 9, 15 and 19, and the jackpot was not won. €100 went to Breda and PJ care of Tannan's Bar. The seller was Tannan's Bar and they got €50 seller's price. €50 went to Paddy O'Riordan of Killone. 20 each to Teresa Lawler Dooneen, Con O'Leary Carriganima, Emer Dinnehy Geraroo, the Randall's family Minero, Jim Broxton Cahula, Liz Collins Kilcorney, Danny Buckley Clover Hill and Jim Ford of Kilcorney. Jackpot for next week is 7,800 and the draw will be at the Malpaso Bar on Sunday night. The proceeds of the dip in the Blackwater was presented to the Cork Mental Health Foundation recently, and it amounted to €3,920. And well done to all those who supported it in any way, and those who stuck by it in spite of the many delays owing to the unsuitable weather. Today I want to send a very special greeting to a very lucky lady who attended the Bearer dinner in Cork at the weekend. Mary Murphy from Ned was lucky enough to have her tickets pulled out of the drum no less than 6 times on the night, and her pal Christine O'Shea won twice. The raffle was for a good cause. It raised €1,000 for Brew Columbanus, and everybody was a winner on the night. This week we mourn the passing of one of our most esteemed ladies at the wonderful age of 96, the gentle Mary Cronin of the renowned paper shop in our main street in Millstreet. Cronin's shop was like a beehive in the old days, the only place selling the Cork Examiner, and the crowds flocked in there every morning to get what was then the only means of getting the news, the daily news. Children dropped in for a nib for their pen or a rubber or a copybook on their way to school. Old women dropped in for a pinch of snuff, which was weighed on the brass bells which hung from the ceiling. But there we have to leave it because times got modern and we had to move on to other things. In spite of her great age, we hate to think that she's gone, and we may her gentle soul rest in peace. A slight improvement in the weather has seen many people venturing out to take their daily walks in the town park and to the top of the Drishan Hill, where there's a footpath all the way, or indeed to Tubbard Well. At night, the loft in the West End is a mecca of activity as people take part in fitness programmes there. The AstroTurf pitch is proving a great boon when other places are too wet for play. Indoors, our active retired group meet every Monday night for dancing, and they have a lot of other activities at other times, going to the theatre, going out for meals and so on. The Way In Cullen is on every Monday nights, where they have music and dancing and aerobics. On Tuesday nights there's a 45 drive at the Cannon Centre, and all are welcome. And the Knitting Club at the Adult Learning Centre is also on Tuesday nights from 7 until 9. Again, everybody is welcome, and it's open for crafts of all kinds, not just knitting alone. Our singing group meet on Thursday nights from 7:30 in the Pastoral Centre, and there's bingo in Millstreet every Thursday night. So don't be short of a place to go during this bad weather. The Voice of the Glen is in full swing at the Glen Theatre in Bantier on Sunday nights. Elana Barry has already qualified for the Camogie Club. Tom Goggin represented the Community Singers, as will Joan O'Connell another night. Jerry Kelleher, who sings with the Community Singers every week, he will represent the pub in Bardove, and we wish them all the very best of good luck. Our community singers will attend the Vigil Mass on Saturday night next at 6:30. Youth pilgrimage to Medjugorje on the 25th of June. Details from Esther at 086 027 5444. Please pray for all those whose lives are upset by the recent bad weather, and support those people in your area who may be in difficult situations because of it. And now I want to say a very, very special hello to everybody at the National School in Carriganima. Congratulations to the school on getting, they entered score for the first time this year. And I want to congratulate them on getting through to the final of Scorn Party in dancing in Ovens at the weekend. The final will be held in Ovens again on the 2nd of March, and we wish them the very best of good luck. Next up in the pub in Carriganima will be a baking competition on the 28th of February, and we'll give you more about that next week. Congratulations to Tina Desmond, boxing champion, who has been voted Woman of the Year. And that's about all there is from me at the moment, and we'll go back to see what they're doing with the rest of the programme.
Yes, Mother. I want to see you will call me again, but I'm in no hurry at the moment to answer the call. I'll go home and I'll rustle up something for the dinner. Oh, Mother. Crusoe. What's all this about?
Captain, if you don't get the men in the next half a minute, I'm afraid we'll have to get you to walk the gangplank. On your own ship?
Soul's mutiny. All right, then. Hey!
Well, there we are, William.
That was Rathmore, was it?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That was the Robinson Crusoe pantomime 2014 in Rathmore by the Marion Players. Always a huge success.
Great success always, yeah.
And as we noted there, very, very colourful.
Yeah,
very
very
colourful
good,
altogether. Plenty of music there, but because William is so involved in Cork Music Station and music 24/7, country and
music,
western,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
You have something to remind us about,
Just
William?
wondering there now, will Nathan Carter make it to Croke Park with Garth Brooks?
My goodness.
It would be a dream come true for him, and we all hope around the island and that he will be picked to go there.
There we are. There we
a
are.
dream come true for him. And
so Nathan Carter, whom we interviewed very briefly above in the Salt Hill Hotel,
That's
and
right.
Sean got him to say, "You're watching LTV2 Millstreet."
That's right.
By Nathan Carter. So
he
by
might
the
make
way,
it to Croke Park as well.
indeed,
So, yeah.
absolutely, that would be great. Absolutely. And now, by the way, on camera at the moment now is Sean Murphy, and as at this particular point. You talk about music there, but now we're going to go about the history of Ireland through music, and this has been very, very specially done. But talking about history, one of the very precious items from our museum, William, is this very special autograph book that came from Frongach Prison in Wales in 1916.
And what connections have we with that prison, Sean Adler?
Well, it's interesting that actually in this actual autograph book itself, there are a number of people from the Duhallow area mentioned in the sense that they write little letters and so on. This was during the 1916 period and around that period. So here you have, for example, a beautiful sketch of Padraig Pearse, and there are a number of local people mentioned in this also. So it's quite
interesting reading in that sort of
fascinating altogether. For example, a person from Millstreet and Millstreet here was mentioned, and this was presented to us by the late Canon O'Donovan, because you've heard of the Canon O'Donovan Centre, and to my knowledge, it was Canon O'Donovan's parents had this in their home and was presented to the museum itself. So it's very, very special. Now, the other item there that we're about to go to now is a musical history of Ireland itself, and this is presented by the very, very talented musicians in Brook na Corriga. Indeed, coordinated by the wonderfully enthusiastic and dedicated Jack Roach, and it's Ceoltóirí Sliabh Luachra. So we're now just going to give you a flavour of what's in this official video, which is, I believe, possibly yet to be launched. And the video itself, of course, was coordinated and recorded by the Leo Fitzgerald Studios, indeed, absolutely. So let's go over now and enjoy just a flavour of what's in this very, very special video from Rock Chapel.
music of Ireland goes back about 10,000 years. Our musical traditions continued through the centuries. A Welsh cleric, Geraldus Cambrensis, the harpist, was the most honoured musician by the old Celtic chieftains of Erin.
In a lonely mountain valley in the county of Tyrone lies one of Ireland's hallowed spots, deserted and unknown. For those who write historic tales or yield a poet's pen can say with pride, I knelt beside the mass rock in the glen.
The first collection of Irish tunes were published in 1724 by John and William Neal, who had a little shop in Christ's Churchyard in Dublin, which is now Temple Bar. Irish dancing dates back as far as our music. One of the oldest dances in Ireland that we know of is on Rinca Moor, which was danced at the Fair of Carmen in the year 1200 and at Kinsale in 1689 to welcome King James to Ireland.
Around 1705, a tune and a dance to celebrate these dancing masters, the job of journey work was composed. to tell his sins. In Amna Day soon begins. At mea culpa he beats his breast, and in broken murmurs he speaks the rest.
I cursed 3 times last Easter Day, and at Mass time once I went to play. I crossed the churchyard one day in haste, and forgot to pray for my mother's rest. At the siege of Ross did my father fall, and at Gorey my loving brothers all. I alone am left of my name and race. I will go to Wexford and take their place.
Singing, "See Amid the Winter Snow." It was like a church bell ringing, far away and long ago. And as Moriarty listened, he pushed his glass away, and he made a solemn promise he'd be home for Christmas Day.
Well, my goodness, Heidi.
Wouldn't that put new life in you to watch
Wasn't that wonderful
Fair
music
play
there?
to Jack Roach.
From Brooke na Cardiga there in Rockchapel. And thank you, Jack, for sharing this very special video here of course, and that was just a flavour. The official video itself is absolutely magnificent, and we would very much encourage people to buy a copy of this. And do you notice?
Where are we going now?
Well, do you notice where have we gone since we were last in the studio? Because very creative Sean Murphy has changed the angle.
He wants to get us from every angle.
He has changed the angle of our LTV2 camera to get in the LTV2 sign right behind us.
Very
here.
important.
Yes, and to get in all our fruit, because we're still encouraging our fruit and our walking.
The fruit drive was well on it.
Remember,
losing weight.
And the amount of people that are doing some great work for Cullen and the weight loss sponsor program for
and
Cullen.
how much weight were they losing? Was it 48 weighed in last week, and it was 117 pounds weight loss?
Absolutely.
That was an awful lot of weight.
Well, I see some very dedicated people very much walking the park and
you're doing well yourself, Sean.
We're attempting.
You're not attempting. You're getting there.
But we're talking about the town park, Eiley, and your own good son was very much involved in this, because my goodness, what a magnificent job was done with the Millstreet AstroTurf project. And of course, the official opening took place on a very special day.
On a beautiful sunny day.
And you remember who came to open it?
We do indeed.
Minister?
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean
and Maura Walsh from Ireland.
And Maura Walsh, exactly.
Well.
And they officially cut the tape there. So we're just going to give you a little quick snippet now of what the day was like when that actually happened, and it has become a wonderful facility.
Wonderful, because now that the weather is so bad, they can play there at any time.
And even I noticed there, it might even be pouring with rain, and with the lights on, people are still playing in great style inside there.
Because they don't sink into it like they would in a field.
Absolutely.
So that was a great success indeed. To put in the AstroTurf pitch.
We'll go right over now to recall that very historic day in Millstreet when the AstroTurf was launched.
Ready? Put the weight on, Jimmy.
Right. But they count down, so we start at 5.
Right.
Then we come down.
5.
Okay, 5.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well done.
Okay, very good. Perfect. That's good. Yeah, put away now against that, Jimmy. Yeah. Perfect.
Lovely.
Thanks very much.
Beautiful.
Well, a tribute to Helen O'Sullivan of IRD, who is there behind, who is there in front of me, because in submitting all grants, we have a lot of doing and throwing with Helen, and she has always been very helpful. And she's from Kerry as well. And I thank, as I say, Mr. Dinahan and Maura Walsh for coming along today. And they're two North Kerry neighbours, and Mr. Dinahan will now say a few words.
Thank you very much, and I'm delighted to be here this morning with everybody, Anna Collins and all of you councillors and the community and all my Kerry neighbours as well. And just that Father Jack here served in my parish, very good friend of my late mother, let me say, and served in Abidoni, so he's one of the best Kerry persons you ever got down there. He'll open that door to paradise for you more than anybody else. So listen to him. So I'm delighted to be here with you, Father Jack, and just thank you for all the work you did to carry you there. I mean that sincerely. You're very fortunate to get him here. Just to congratulate Joel and his community council to do something like this. I've been involved in community work all my life, and I know the challenges that people face and the sacrifices they make and the time they give. There are always little barriers here and there, and stoppages and blockages and so on. But you have to get over all of those, and these facilities don't come lightly. It's not simple, it's not easy. It takes huge commitment by people. So to Noel and all the community council, just well done I've travelled a lot around the country, especially since I became minister and before that, and this is a really fine facility. I mean that sincerely, I'm not being patronising, but it's a really fine facility, and I'll just come to that just briefly later on. Just in case I forget it, when I was young girls and boys, I played with a team called Kerry, which no doubt you might have heard, but we played Cork a lot that time. We had great rivalry. There was no back doors that time, so if you lost the Munster final, you were finished for the year. You'd be heading off to America or somewhere else for the summer. But there were 4 men here from Millstreet. They were outstanding footballers at that time. They were the finest footballers in the country, long before your time. Your parents would know them, grandparents maybe. There was the late Humphrey Keller, who was a fantastic fullback. There was John Coleman, there was Connie Hartford, and Dinny Long, who actually came down and played football, club football in Kerry. But they were outstanding players, and just it came back to me as I came into Millstreet that these people were there at that time, so I just want to acknowledge their commitment that they give to football and their contribution as well to Millstreet and to Gaelic football in their time. Just to say too that this is unique because you have a soccer pitch, you have a Gaelic pitch, and you have the AstroTurf, and you have a chair between soccer and Gaelic. I'm sure there's a rugby pitch around here too, maybe, or I know, do you play rugby? If you play tennis here, you surely play a bit of rugby too. But it's a great combination of facilities, and what I really like about it, I was a PE teacher. I see a playground down there. I spent 8 years teaching PE and history in school before I went into politics. But I understand the value of facilities, and it's great that the schools are so close to your facilities here, because all of you can drop out to the AstroTurf, and I'm sure you'll be doing that, or onto the pitches when you can go when the weather is not cold or whatever. So it really facilitates the schools here as well, that you can just go to the classroom and onto the pitch. You don't have to walk down a half a mile down the road, getting wet and so on. So this is really a great example of how facilities should be provided. And now you're going to have the gym here as well. That will complete the whole circle. So it's really a very, very important development. So I'd like just to acknowledge everybody involved in it, everybody concerned with it, all the people who contributed money and other services to this facility too. Just like Maura Welsh, let me say, another Cork acquisition from Kerry. And she has done a tremendous job down in IRD2 Hallow. You're, like North Kerry, very rural part of Ireland, and we have similar topography actually. The land, mostly is not great around here, so it's a challenge for rural development, rural communities to survive and to continue and to keep population around the place. So Maura in IRD2 has done a tremendous job, going right back to the 90s. I was in charge of Leader back in the 90s. I think I opened actually the Millstreet Park here at that particular time, and I always just admired the level of commitment she gave, the fact that she can tap into all the other schemes as well apart from Leader, and certainly this area around here has benefited from her energy and also her creativity in other ways as well. So I would like to just acknowledge the work that Maura has done and all her people working with her, her administrative staff and the board of Leader as well. It has been very successful here in IRD2 Hallow. And there was a redistribution of funds recently. My own area was dropped 2 million, but IRD2 Hallow was increased 2 million because of the fact they were doing their work right, basically. So anyway, I'm delighted to be here with you. Again, thank you very much, Jack, and delighted to join you again. Your prayers are still felt in Kerry. And thank you, Noel, for the invitation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Minister Jimmy Dean and many Cork people of my generation remember him well in the party people Carney, except we won't go into that. So decades forward. Manager of IRD2 Hallow.
Thanks very much, Chairman. Minister, delighted to have you here again on the Conference and Reverend Father. I'm not going to play, because I'm sure everyone's frozen at this stage. I just have about 3 things to say. Congratulations, you've done a tremendous job, but that's nothing strange in Millstreet. Millstreet always does a tremendous job. When I came in charge of Hallow, I took over as secretary, company secretary from Ken Brennan who was one of the people that founded, and the late Vincent McSweeney. But of course, the whole thing was set up by your own Jerry Sheehan. So there's three things there. The other big event, I suppose, that happened in Millstreet was the Eurovision, and I was delighted to see recently that Thomas Doug and the next generation are up and coming, and they're after getting a massive European Championship, World Championship for next year, which will be a huge advantage to the town and indeed the entire area. I'm delighted that Father Jack looked after your mother, Minister, because his brother is looking after my mother at the moment, Albert, so we're in good hands. I suppose on behalf of Fellon and all the staff in Ardee Hollow, it's a pleasure doing business with people in Millstreet. We have support from the TOOS and RSS people as well, and I'd like to acknowledge them and their input into the work of the community here in Duhallow. And indeed in Millstreet. So congratulations, well done. It's a fabulous project, a fabulous facility. The town square is looking fantastic. The tree is up. So I think things are looking up, hopefully. And please God, we'll be back again in another year maybe or so with another tape to cut for another project, because I'm sure you're not finished yet. So thanks very much for inviting us. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thanks to Mala Walsh there for today and for her cooperation over the years. The final speaker, Deputy Anna Collins.
Thank you, Noel. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to personally thank Minister Jimmy Dean for coming here today. I also want to pay tribute to IRD. As been said, they have been fantastic in their support of this project. But most of all, I want to pay tribute to the community. And it's great to see different parts of the community coming together and building a project like this. It's actually my first time seeing it, even though it's been up and running for about 3 weeks. But all I hear around town when I meet people is how fantastic it is and how well the youth are already playing here, and parents are happy to see their kids here, and of course obviously its location. Joan, the pedestrian crossing is on the way. You'll have it soon. We haven't forgotten, and so it's a great day for Millstreet. We've just looked at the square, and I'm sure you'll all appreciate it was tough while we were going through it, but now we're there. It's looking fantastic for Christmas. We're heading off down to Alps, which are open 25 years, and the contribution that they have given to the community just shows when we celebrate a day in Millstreet, we do it in style. And we're not finished yet, as Maura Walsh said. There was the gym, as we already said, has been in operation, or not in operation maybe for the last while, but there is a new sports grant after being announced, so we're hoping that Millstreet Gym will get funding on that next March or April, and then we'll be back next year to open that with a new facility. And we have many young people who have qualified in that area, so hopefully we'll be in a position to do something to help them in their career as well. So again, thank you to the community. It's great to see everybody working together. I think today we should all be very proud of Millstreet. Thank you.
Thanks, Honda. There's the Town Park Committee. I want to make a presentation about book to Jimmy Dean, Minister Dean, and his picture is in it as well.
About that woman, Main Street.
Mary Cronin,
yes.
One of the oldest shops.
I'd say so. That's where we used to buy our copybooks and our pencils.
It started in 1910 and closed in 2004.
Long time ago. There was a lot of papers out there.
Wasn't there a lot of papers?
All pile of papers out there. Of course, there was a pile of things being sold there.
There was, you see, and nobody else was selling the Examiner, I'd say, at the time. And
then they were selling flour, and they were selling ration and brand.
Yeah. And
all the different
mostly Hin's ration, I'd say, and yellow meal and things.
Well, they were selling good share of that, like.
And there was a whole pile of them selling those kind of things that time, was there?
Across the road in it, Linhen's, sure they were selling.
Yeah.
And go up the street on the other side to Joe Buckley's.
Yeah.
That's where the milk wheel is now.
Right. They were selling ration.
They were selling too. And next door, Dini's, they were selling. They were selling feeding stuff. And then, of course, Reagan's.
Reagan's, yeah. So there was plenty.
There was plenty place to get in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everyone had hens and ducks and turkeys and everything in the hand. They were all buying small portions, but they were buying the odd pig.
It was a handy way stretch out the money too. You could
kept things going.
You would a few bob to Reagan and you would a few bob to Mary Cronin and the rest of them.
So the handy way to keep going.
Yeah. They're still at that kind of thing, I'd say.
Well, any daffodil buds or anything?
Just
like that?
buds, no, but I didn't see any daffodil yet.
Yeah. I've seen snowdrops. There's a great run of snowdrops.
Yeah, I saw snowdrops this weekend, actually.
And I see daffodils now, they're definitely up this height. You can only see them growing by the day now.
Yeah.
You know.
And
there's no budget, like.
And loads of trees down and bushes.
Oh well, you know, that's like the people, it just weeds out the bedlands.
It does, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it does, like you say.
There's trees down everywhere, so.
And it was a bed road.
Yeah.
Yeah, bed road. But now, this week we're going to show the handover of the cheque from the Boeing Swim to the Cork Mental Health Association. It happened at Terence, and a great collection. €4,020.
Wow.
Some money went it.
Gee, in these times.
Well, up in last year, up over €50 in last year, I think. So.
I thought it was postponed so many times.
Well,
everybody knew about it.
It didn't affect it that much, anyway. So, over to that now.
Well, my goodness, you're very welcome here at a very special ceremony here in the Bridge Bar in Millstreet. It's the 7th of February 2014. Brendan is on camera here, and Brendan, of course, was also on camera at the Boeing Swim, because it's for that very reason that we are here. It's the presentation of a most amazing cheque here to the committee here from the Cork Mental Health, North Cork Mental Health group here, and Brendan is here to accept the cheque there very, very shortly. So we're going to join that ceremony now. Thanks again to Brendan being on camera here, and in fact in the background here, as we speak, if Brendan turns the camera around here, you can see that the actual is actually being projected for people to see here while it's all happening.
I'll hand you over straight away to Brendan McCarthy from Cork Mental Health Foundation. He'd like to say a few words, so I'll be first.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank everybody for all their help, and it's great to be here tonight to be able to accept a cheque on behalf of the Cork Mental Health Foundation. Just to let you know, I suppose, in relation to where the money goes and what it's going to help. It's going to assist the Duhallow Day Centre, which has been open since 1993 in Co.Cork, and has a 5-day service dealing with adult mental health and recovery of enduring mental health illness. So it also has, it serves the whole Duhallow region of 2,200, 22,400 people. But also it can only, for a lot of the people that are using the service, it's their only social outlet, it's their only place to go to spend a day, you know, whether that's a Tuesday and a Thursday. There's a bus service that collects them from their homes and brings them into the day centre as well. So it's a fantastic service to the rural community, to be able to help people in the community to get, I suppose, a bit of a social outlet and something to do that keeps them connected to the community. The money received will go to, I suppose, to give them more comforts and things within the service, you know, whether that be, you know, another holiday or a day trip that they can go on because of the money, or is it just to get a new suite of furniture inside in the day centre. You know, it all goes to making the environment just a happier place to be. I suppose I'd like to thank a couple of people, I suppose mainly the people that are involved on the ground in the Duhallow Day Centre, which is Phil Croppy here and Mary McSweeney, for I suppose recommending ourselves as the charity that would be receiving the funds here today. Without that, you know, I wouldn't be here standing in front of you. I'd also like to thank Stephen and Murray Tarrant, obviously, for the use of the bar here tonight, as well as, you know, I know that they had a darts competition here as well, and you know the money went towards that as well, so I'd like to thank you again as well for the support. I'd also just like to thank, I suppose, the organisers of the swim, who are the main people, the reason why we're here. You know, and it takes a huge amount of effort to be able to organise any event, as I well know, and in these times, you know, trying to fundraise any money is extremely difficult. And the amount of money that was raised, when I saw it there a while ago, I was in shock, you know, to kind of see that, you know, in this day we can still raise that sort of money. But I know that Millstreet is a great place for giving and supporting local causes. So I'd like to thank Margaret Crean, Eileen Tarrant, Jared Farrell, and Martin and Jared as well for their assistance on the day. So, you know, once again, I'd just like to thank everybody. You know, it's a fantastic amount of money, and you know, hopefully people will be benefit from it within the local area, and it's just a great pleasure to be here. So thanks once again.
Thank you very much, Brendan. We're delighted. Again, another very successful year. A bit late, but we got there. Again, we'd like to thank everyone this really is a community effort. I know there's Margaret, Gerard, Martin and me who are the main people, but if everybody didn't help us, and we wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be here tonight because we wouldn't have any money to give you. And that's everybody. The swimmers, thank you all so much, because if you didn't do it, you wouldn't bring the crowds, we wouldn't have the laugh, we wouldn't have the crack we have, even though I know I do a bit of speeching, that's okay too. You put up with me.
The water balloons were lovely, I think.
And we are delighted that we can help such a worthy organisation. Unfortunately, it's needed so much in every community, but thank God to have you at the other side of it. So that's one thing to say. Thank you.
We'd like to thank our sponsors as well. That's the Malpaso, the Bush Bar and Bridge Bar and Super Value, because every year they're behind us as well to sponsor us the t-shirts and the refreshments on the day. That means a lot. And yes, Michelle mentioned the water balloons. Everybody needs to bring their own water balloons next year, because they want more water balloons, and bring your own next year for New Year's Day, because we're planning it already. And more swimmers as well. Thank you.
And Margaret, you must remind people of the surprise people got when they were inside the water.
The surprise the ones got on the outside, because we invited it, and the inside was the buckets of water, cold water, black water, was thrown on them. Martin Cream was emptying the river.
We know our Margaret Street felt it.
Lovely. Ladies, would you like to? Right.
Brendan said it all, really.
Excellent. And of course we want to thank our special guest as usual that supports us very well every year and comes every year. He's kind of like our mascot now at this stage, should be helping out. And so thanks, Joe.
And Joe, maybe a word?
Well, I'd like people to visit the Boeing in the summertime too, because it's much nicer even. I know it's to raise money in the winter, but it's a real place for health and leisure in the summer.
And are we right to say that the bridge might soon be emerging?
Oh yeah, it's coming, no doubt.
Absolutely.
It will be a big asset there.
Tremendous.
So then I'll be able to stand over looking down the stairs. And again, we just like to hope that everybody will support us again next year, and whatever it is we will decide to do. And hopefully, the more the swimmers, the better. And again, we just like to thank the community. We want to thank Shawnee and Brendan and John. Only for you guys, we wouldn't get out there and people know about us, because he publicised us. And thanks so much, we really appreciate it. And of course, Eiley, and who am I forgetting? Eiley advertises us as well, and there's someone else and I've forgotten, so I'm sorry, whoever I forgot. But thanks so much, we do appreciate it. Now, Margaret, would you like to present a cheque?
My goodness, look at this for a revealing cheque. Cork Mental Health is going to receive €3,920, signed by the Boeing Swim Committee on this, the 7th of February 2014. I think, Brendan, you are very impressed.
Flabbergasted, really. You know, we get involved in lots of events and, you know, lots of fundraising activities, and, you know, it's very, very rare that you see an amount of money raised by any local committee at that sort of level, and, you know, it's fantastic. It's going to do an awful lot of good, so thank you very much once again to everybody involved.
So a round of applause there. And now, I'm going to number one coming up there now. Right.
Sausages. Cheese. Sausages.
Do a second one there now with this.
Cheese. Pudding. Rashers. Banana.
Absolutely. And William, welcome indeed to the studio again.
Thanks, yeah.
And of course, right in front of you there, you have that very, very beautiful award there. And that's a night that was a special night.
For good work well done, isn't that right, Willie?
Well, we have a dedicated number of teachers that come every week, and they know they don't miss a night. And if there is, they just try their very best.
They keep the thing going.
In the run of the year, I'd say if they miss 1 week and they have, to fill in for that, you think that They were on Savage Money every week.
Oh God, 'tis a marvellous network the way you keep it all going, isn't it?
Well, you can keep it going. I suppose my John was kind of the start of it, my son, and he got it rolling together, and everyone just falls into lined in and does their own piece to keep it going and have their own listeners.
And of course, it's all about having a love for what you're doing, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
And it's very interesting. Two very dedicated listeners that ring me during the programme. They ring me from Las Vegas, a place called Henderson in Las Vegas. That's the one and only Pat and Olive Monaghan. Pat is originally came from Millstreet and Olive from Bandon, and it's wonderful. They're very dedicated listeners, and they're hearing the programme 5 hours ahead, or at least 5 hours behind us.
Surely, yeah.
Yes, because I have another listener there now, and he have his own radio station in Wales, and he's on Saturday mornings from 8 to 10.
Wow.
And he swaps music. Actually, I got a DVD back from him today.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's terrific.
He listens to me. So just if there's anyone of you up there on a Saturday morning, it's www.pointfm.co.uk.
Point, like Point?
Yeah, FM.
Right.
.co.uk.
Wow. Excellent.
And men with an awful lot of variety music, country music as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another night then, there was a person listening to the programme, and they were actually caught in the snow on a bridge in New York, and they were listening to the programme on their mobile phone because they were stopped, and
they had nothing else to do.
They had to wait, and they logged in. But thankfully, they didn't have long to wait, and the snow.
And they got in contact with you from us.
They got in contact with Breda Pickett in Newmarket.
Who were doing it that time,
in turn got in contact with me, and so we played a request especially for them.
Yes,
it makes the world very small.
Like the Blue Danube, I think.
Yes. And I think we have another singer that's making a bit of time, and we had a
we have a new boy in town, I think.
Absolutely, and I think we have a recording of it.
Do we get another recording of it?
Indeed.
That'll be a bestseller, won't it?
Well, we had a bit of it last week, and I think it went down very well.
So. More the same now, won't do any harm?
Oh yes, there was a record. Yeah, that is true. But now we're going to go directly over now to that very special night of Cork Music Station in the pub in Corriganima, and we're going to just get a flavour of what the night was like. But the person who's actually going to perform the song is.
Oh, don't tell anybody. Go away. Leave it a surprise.
All right.
See, will they recognise the singer?
We'll go directly over.
Oh, with the cotton ball get rotten, they only take very much cotton in the old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in the old cotton fields back home. Cotton balls get rotten, they don't take very much cotton in the old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in the old cotton fields back home. Oh, when the Saints marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, when the band begins to play, oh, when the band. What happened to the singer?
Well, my goodness,
you won't get better than that.
No, and they're talking about getting Nathan Carter to go in front of Bruce Springsteen. Forget it, I'm the man for that. I could do with the money.
We have a homegrown star here.
Very good
Well,
indeed.
talking about stars, Eiley.
Yes.
I got some fierce reaction to you putting the nappy on Jerry Reardon last week.
I couldn't believe it when I
So
saw it.
full of surprises, but there was a lot of people found it very, very entertaining.
But I thought that the quality was very good.
It wasn't bad, no.
Because,
fairness,
I mean, that's years ago. I don't know how many years ago that was. It must be 30 years ago
when you
since
were
that was
putting
made.
an nappy on Jerry.
I was putting a nappy on Jerry, and
yeah.
I was trying to get the children's allowance, and I wasn't entitled to it.
Did you get it after that?
Oh, sure. I didn't, because somebody came in and said there was a cow after calving, and the baby jumped out of the pram and he went away.
It was the vet, actually, that there was a cow gone down, wasn't
There
it?
was something.
And
Jerry jumped out of the pram and he was gone. Spoiled my chances of
Did
getting
that take place in the Star Ballroom?
It was.
Oh my goodness, they were the
tops of the town.
Tops of the town.
The
They
tops
were
of the
absolutely
tops of the parish. That was
and
great.
it's wonderful archival material like that. It's so important.
And by the way, if anyone has any bit of video footage,
Clips from those times to
or
be
anything,
lovely
we're
to see
always
them
looking
again.
for stuff.
Ah, yeah,
Yes,
because they were.
And I think we may have some very interesting archival material when we'll be able to access it. That we'll be sharing in future programs. As
Yeah,
such.
like that wedding that you had there last week, and
That was
excellent.
nice, yeah.
That was
So
excellent.
A lot of the earlier recordings were done on cinefilm, and now to actually transfer them from cinefilm onto DVD to preserve them, it's wonderful, really.
That's wonderful. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
So we must continue the researching. But talking about researching, we have come to the end of tonight's programme 231.
There you are.
And at the moment, on camera, is the man who's going to be editing next week.
So there'll be probably a bit of country music.
Willie and supplies for country music.
Yes, indeed. And William is editing next week. And
So for now, all we have to say
is Slán,
it's been our daily.
And thank you very much for joining us
tuning in
tonight.